you were rich enough to keep racehorses, which one of those would you pick to win you the Grand National? Eight-year-old Oxo, exercising here in the competent hands of Michael Scudamore, was the horse picked to do just that. With them is Willie Stevenson, the trainer whose big stables at Royston in Hertfordshire look after the hopes of nearly 30 owners. It was Stevenson who picked Oxo in the days when he was an unknown hunter, with only a couple of point-to-point wins to his credit. Here he comes with stable companion Key Royal. Mr. J.E. Bigg, a farmer in Bedfordshire, was the ambitious owner for whom Mr. Stevenson set out one day for the sales at Newmarket to buy this horse. Then began the serious business of getting him ready for the National. Mr. Bigg and his wife followed every stage of Oxo's pre-national training. Some people said the price of 3,200 guineas was much too much, but Willie Stevenson had no such doubts. The owner trusted his judgment and was content with what he saw. This was a horse that was born to be king of steeplechasers, but there's no royal road to Aintree. Oxo took the orthodox route from Huntingfield and Point to Point to small wins over the sticks at Lingfield and Kempton. Others have come up the hard way. The winner in 1848 was Chandler, who had pulled a Chandler's cart. Some winners have known the feel of the shafts of a station omnibus and a cab. The sire of the winner in 1861 was bought for 7 and 6 pence. What's it cost to keep a steeplechaser at a crack racing stable? Put your hand in your pocket to the tune of 400 to 600 a year, and you'll know. The attendance at Aintree on the day of the 1959 Grand National was around 500,000. And while we're on the subject of figures, it's estimated that, for once, the punters punished the bookmakers to the extent of twice that figure in quids. Here's the paddock just before the race. And there's our boy. As this is the first time the race has ever been shown in colour, take a good look. Michael Scudamore is again riding Oxo in the owner's colours of green, pink cap and light sleeves. Oxo number 6 followed by Wineborough. The grey is Maidstone. Waiting for the order to line up at the starting gate, the jockeys keep their mounts moving to keep them warm. 34 starters altogether, 4.5 miles ahead of them, and only 4 of them destined to stay the course. 30 jumps, the toughest ride in racing, and now only seconds to go. Any moment now, Mr. Marsh, the starter, will send them away.
Now steady, 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 steady.
Now our camera travels alongside at speed as they race towards the first jump, a thorn fence. The going is perfect, and that makes it dangerous because it means they're going fast. The first jump was the last for Nick Atkins and Stop List. Jump number 2, another thorn fence. Number 22 has gained an early lead. That's Surprise Packet. You'll see Surprise Packet stay in the lead for most of the race, only to fall victim to Beecher's Brook on the second time round. Over on the far side is the mare Tiberetta, one of the most gallant ladies ever seen at Aintree. Tiberetta stayed the course to finish 4th. Last year and the year before, she was 2nd and 3rd. Now they're coming up to Beecher's, and it's here that real trouble begins. Leaders safely over, but no fewer than 8 fell or were brought down. Henry Purcell had to be shot. Eternal's jockey Peter Major concussed. Canal turn, an awkward jump, but no casualties the first time round. Surprise Packet and Tiberetta leading from Wineborough, Kirstin, Eagle Lodge, Oxo, Turmoil, Mainstown the Grey and Mr. Watt. Now they're coming in towards the grandstands and the crowds are watching them at the water jump. 16 jumps safely behind them as they swing round for the start of the second circuit, but the field has thinned out to half the number. Here the leaders are as before, but you can read the race if you remember the colours of the first and second to finish. Oxo, green with light sleeves and pink cap. Wineborough, who was second, cerise. Surprise Packet nearest the camera, and Oxo coming up on the far side with Tiberetta and Wineborough lying close. Surprise Packet, Wineborough and Oxo. Coming up to Beecher's for the second time. And this is the end for Surprise Packet. And 5 more, including Kirstin, Irish Coffee and Sultan. And the grey Mainstown, wondering what's happened to his jockey. So the race is left to Oxo, Wineborough, Tiberetta, and the previous year's winner, Mr. Watt. We know now that only those 4 finished. And as they come up to jump number 28, keep watching Oxo with jockey in green silk and pink cap. But remember that Wineborough's jockey broke a stirrup iron at Beecher's. One stirrup is worse than none, so he finished the race with only his knees and balance to keep him in the saddle. Last jump, and watch how Oxo nearly bought it. But Mike Scudamore's still safely aboard, and the question now is whether Tim Brookshaw can catch him up on the flat. But no, it's victory for Oxo by a length and a half. With a kiss from the owner's wife, the horse that was born to be King of Aintree goes back to his stable. With a prize of more than £14,000, he's more than earned his keep. Not to mention a winning bet by the happy owner. And back home in the training stables of Willie Stevenson at Royston, the Stevenson family are all smiles. Father's achievement was quite something, to pick an unknown hunter and say that horse will win the National. To say that and see that he did it